Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Tay's Trendy Treasures. My name is Tehane and I am the owner, like I said, of Tay's Trendy Treasures. I am a paparazzi independent consultant, and if you are a new consultant or if you are on the fence, I hope you stay tuned because I will be bringing you behind the scenes to show you a little bit of what goes on after Facebook Live parties. Like I said, if you are a new consultant and maybe if you haven't tried Facebook Lives, or maybe you're looking for different ways as to how you handle claims and organizing claims, stay tuned. If you are on the fence, if you have been thinking about becoming a consultant, I hope you stay tuned as well. I hope this will help you to see the reality. I mean, this is speaking for myself. This is just one reality of becoming a paparazzi consultant, as because all consultants handle things differently. So this is my reality. This is what happens behind the scenes. If you're on the fence and you like more information, if you'd like to join my team, please go ahead and contact me. I'm also on Facebook. Oh yes, I am on Facebook because that's where I run my business. Please go ahead. I'll have the link to my VIP shopping page, my business page, and message me, or you can message me here on YouTube for more information if you're thinking about joining my team or need information in general. So like I said, this will be a behind the scenes after the Facebook Live party. So just some background. I just literally finished. I finished, took a drink of water, and I'm on here popping on to give you a behind the scenes. So literally just finished. I finished a live speed shopping session where I featured my earrings, which I have one remaining. I call it last chance, and the reason for that also, last chance meaning like you kind of create the intensity, like, oh my goodness, I need to get it before it's gone, because literally if it's the last one, it will be gone if someone claims it. And if it's not a new release, probably can't find it unless other consultants have it. So just making that aware to customers and people that if it is the last one, if you like it, go ahead and get it right now before it is gone. And then I also featured my ring collection here. I did multiples and last chance one, so I did pretty much part of my ring collection. What you will see, I'll show you as well. What you see is not my entire ring collection, but it is speed shopping. And to go off on another tangent, if you have no idea what speed shopping is, if you are new or you haven't touched speed shopping, it is really fast paced. You cover a larger quantity of pieces in a shorter amount of time. Some people like it, some people don't. It just depends on the customer, it just depends on the consultant. Some consultants don't do it, some consultants do. It is totally up to you, but it is something that, you know, maybe you would want to try. I've done it numerous times, I just haven't done it in a while, so I thought I'd put some live speed shopping shows in while I wait for my shipments. Which brings me to another side note. If you are waiting on shipment and you have already covered your new releases, what do you do in the meantime? You can show your older pieces. You can use speed shopping as a way, or you can go ahead and just do a regular live showing your vintage pieces as well. So that's something else to think about. Don't mind me, I'll be going on a whole bunch of other tangents and side notes just because I feel that they are important while I do this behind the scenes session with you. So as you can see, my earrings are back here and I have them numbered. I did these numbers, I didn't purchase from the back office or from Amazon. I printed them by myself. The PDF is should be available in your upline groups, should be available, so I just printed them off. These are the forward facing ones. I also have the reverse facing ones. Eventually I'll combine them so it'll be easier for transportation and for maneuvering. But for speed shopping purposes, I have them forward facing because in my speed shopping, and I'm gonna disclaimer this by saying everything that I'm showing you this evening I've learned from numerous uplines. I'm not saying that this is a technique or This is not a technique that I designed myself. So a lot of the things I've learned from uplines, just by doing my research. Okay, so I have the forward facing, and why did I choose forward facing? Because this is how I begin my speed shopping shows. I come on here and I introduce myself. I give the background, the housekeeping, all the necessary information that anyone would need to maneuver my lives. So all the important information, any announcements, all the other stuff. So as soon as I finish my important information, my introduction, I switch my camera over and I focus on my pegboard. So that'll be important for forward facing numbers, just depending on your phone as well. So check out the features if you can switch over, like do the reflection, or if you don't need it. But I have my forward facing numbers when I do speed shopping, because it'll be, I switch the camera and then I focus on the pegboards. Another great thing, what I did another speed shopping yesterday. Yesterday was my earrings, and those were the ones that I had multiples. So I did twosies and triples. Twosies and triples earrings. That was Tuesday. Twosies, triples, Tuesday. So I already had my numbers from yesterday. And what I did was, the ones that I had last chance, or the ones that I only had one remaining, I had them flipped the other way. So it was a blank card. And what I found helped to boost my sales a little bit. You know, a little sales is better than no sales, right? Okay. So when I went live, you see, I already have some numbers that people can already see. And if they like an earring, and I already covered it yesterday, they can just say, hey, I like 502. And I already made a sale that way. You know, I just had to pan across, and if they like something, then they just shouted that out as their claim. So, it's not gonna let me switch over. So that's what I did. I kept the numbers from yesterday, just in case other people who came on who didn't get a chance from yesterday, they saw something they liked and they claimed. When I came to the last chance ones, I focused on that earring, and then I let them know the number. Or I had flipped it earlier before I showed the earring to let them know the number. Either way, when you have other jewelry around, people will take notice. If they like it, they're gonna ask about it. So what easier way than to already have numbers up, if that makes sense. So that's just another way to boost your sales, in that sense. And then also, I have this is my ring stand, and I have the same forward facing numbers, and then previous to the live, I already had them facing up if I had multiples. If they were blank and I had them facing the opposite way, that means I had last chance ones. So it was just easier for me to determine whether or not I had multiples or solo ones. And then I focus, after I finish the earrings, I have 2 pegboards full of earrings, and then I focus on earrings. So, oh, another thing. Oops, this right here, hopefully I don't mess up my numbers. This right here is actually a thread stand. I got these from Walmart. I only have one, like I said. I made it seem like I had multiple. I just have one at the moment. I spray painted it black. I use these at my vendor events. Super easy to transport. So that's what I love about it. And then even more so, it helps to keep you organized during lives, especially if you are doing a focused ring session. Just depends, but helps keep you organized. And I have color blocked. I'll go ahead and talk about color blocking maybe in another video. But going back to the real topic for this video, this is the what happens after the live. Okay, so what I go ahead and do is okay, so I go live from my business page, and you know, there's a lot of debate as to whether or not you go from a business page, all that stuff. But for my own personal reasons, I go live from my business page. I then share into my group page, my VIP shopping group, and then I share then I share into my timeline, my own personal timeline. And that's personal preference. You know, that just depends who you hear from and whatnot, but this is my own personal choice. Go live from my business page, share into my VIP shopping group and my personal timeline. I also have other several ways to get in touch with people. I do a messenger notification group, so I ask my customers, and especially if you have new people join your VIP group, especially if they join your lives as well, if they are new, be sure to ask them, would you like to join my VIP group? Comment VIP. Like and follow my business page, please. So I have a messenger notification group specifically for notifications, and I share into that messenger group when I do go live. I also recently started a text notification, and I've been using the app Remind. I've been using it only for a week. Not gonna lie, yesterday I forgot to send out a text, but I'll let you know later. You know, I need to get more of my customers on there if they'd like to, so I'll let you know as time goes on how that is working. So going back, after the live, I've shared it. What I go ahead and do wherever I have my original live, and that's in my business page, I go to that video, I go to that live, and this is during speed shopping because and I'll show you a different way that I handle my regular lives, because this is a speed shopping live. I didn't stop to write down claims, which I usually do. I usually do it on my regular lives, but for speed shopping purposes, because everything goes quickly, I didn't stop to write down claims. And you're like, how do you even remember then? Do you need to watch the whole entire live again? Here, you won't have to. What I go ahead and do, I go to where I originally started my show. So like I said, I go live from my business page. So I go back and I go to my business page, and I click comments. So I click comments on my original posting, and you'll see an area. It'll either say most relevant, new, or real-time comments. So I'll go to that, I'll click down, and I'll click to new. So what new will do, it'll bump the newest comment. So sometimes people comment or they claim after the show, so that's helpful in that sense. But what is also helpful is besides it bumping up the new comments, I scroll all the way down and I'll hit view more comments. Okay, and then I'll hit view more comments until it reaches the first comment when I went live. And this will be super helpful in claims, because this will be the exact order of claims and comments. So everything will be in the exact order that you saw it on your screen. So for claims, this is my own personal preference for my business. For claims and for games, I go by the order of comments on my screen. Okay, so for claims, I go by the order of comments on my screen. So this is why I really like being able to go back into my live and I'll see the exact same order of comments that I saw during the live, if that makes sense, which I hope it does. So what I'll do, and I found this super helpful, and you're gonna watch me gather the items and how I organize them. So it's gonna be behind the scenes. By all means, if you have any questions, go ahead and comment them and I'll try my best to answer. Okay, so as soon as I have all the comments and I'll see the first comment when I went live, And how it'll work is, okay, so once you have the first comment, it'll be at the bottom. This is if you have clicked new. Make sure you click new comments instead of real-time comments. So on the bottom will be the first ever comment when you hit broadcast or when you hit go live, and that first person comments. So it'll be the first one, and then it'll trickle up into the following comments, if that makes sense. So when you scroll up, you'll start to see the claims. So like for example, the first claim on my end is going to be let's see, is going to be, okay, did I totally miss it? Okay, is going to be, there we go. Is going to be, I'm going to see it's 308. So luckily I'm going to keep, I told my customers I'm going to keep these numbers up for the entire weekend. If you're watching it, if you're watching this video, it is 4th of July weekend. So 4th of July is tomorrow. So I'm looking at my computer screen. I see two comments for 308. 308, I only had one left. So how do I determine who commented first, or whose claim do I honor? I am going to honor the claim that is furthest to the bottom, because remember, newest comments or the first comment of your live will be at the bottom. Okay, so 308, I'm going to honor the claim by Brooke. Okay, so now that I'm doing the after live, and this is speed shopping, please keep in mind this is speed shopping after the live. So I have my notebook, which I usually use during my regular lives, and that is how I handle recording claims. So I have Brooke as 308, and then I saw that one of my other customers commented for 308. So I remember during my live, and this is also something to think about, especially if maybe if a customer challenges that claim. What I like to do, and I've made I need to be conscious, and I've made a decision, is that when I do lives, and sometimes I forget, but I try my best, when someone claims something, I like to go back, like say someone claimed 408. Okay, Ashley, thank you for claiming, and this is going to be backwards. Thank you for claiming 408. I have you for this gunmetal ring. Okay, so that way, instead of looking in the order of comments, I can go back as well into my live show and rewatch it. And I say, okay, I already honored, I had seen on my screen on my end that Ashley had claimed it first. So that's another added added padding. If you know, I'm not saying all customers will challenge, but you will have some that do. So you want that added, you know, ability to let them know, hey, I have multiple ways to prove to you that Ashley did indeed was the first one to claim. So that's just something to think about. I'm not trying to scare you, but it is a reality, one of my realities, and I know it does happen. So keep that in mind. So Brooke is getting 308, and I write down, I like to title, you won't probably see this because it'll be reversed, but what I like to do as my header, I'll do the day of the week with the actual number date, the numerical date, and what kind of show it was. So I said it was Wednesday, July 3rd, 2019, Speed Shopping Live. Okay, so I have an idea if I look back, like, what did I do? And then I also have this top area where I like to keep track. I do giveaways on my lives. I like to keep track of my winners up in the corner, and I like to put a checkbox, a blank one, so that when I am pulling and I am invoicing, I like to check it off to keep myself accountable that I have given them their free giveaway, if that makes sense. And then during the lives, and this is especially during my regular shows, I write down the name and the number, or sometimes I give it a description. I write down the description. And this is another way I keep track. There's nothing wrong in keeping track numerous ways, because just in case anything can happen, right? Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead. I have Brooke for 308, and then I move along, and then all that jazz. So let's say I'm gonna go through the rest, but that was just an example. So the next claim I have is one of my other customers. She claimed 355, so I write down her name, 355. Moving on to the next claim, I have another customer claiming 455. I write down their name, 455. I have all the claims here, and this is specifically for speed shopping, just putting that out there again. So let's just say, okay, I went through my whole live. I've written down everyone's claims. Okay, so I go ahead and I'm gonna move my camera so you can move along with me. So I have two garment racks here, but for the purpose of the live, I had put my other pegboard here for my earrings, which I'm about to move because I'll show you what I do next. And by all means, you know, not everyone does this how I do it. This is just my preference. This is how I'm able to, this is how I feel works best for the space that I have, and this is what I have to work with. So I'm just gonna go ahead. So this is what I do, and this is what I learned. This I learned from Lisa Abercrombie. If you go on YouTube, Google Lisa Abercrombie, she is high up there in the ranks as far as being a paparazzi consultant. So I've been doing this for almost 2 weeks, and I love it. I have a small space to work with. This is how I keep my customers' orders organized and in one place, because I've tried numerous ways to keep organized as far as customer orders. I like this the best. They're all in one area. Sometimes I need 2 boxes, just depends on how full the packages get. But this is just a box I have. I have collection of boxes. They're free. You know, that's another way to save money with this business. Use what you have. You don't need fancy things. Like it hurts my heart. It doesn't hurt my heart, but it hurts my insides when people feel that they need to have the best and the greatest equipment, materials, especially when you're beginning your business. Like myself personally, I was on an extreme budget. I am a budgeter, you know, I am the epitome of a budgeter, if that is even a real word. So anything that you have, boxes are free, especially if you have you know, like orders from wherever you order items. Keep the boxes, they will come in handy. Other boxes that come in handy, your paparazzi boxes, you can use them for storage. That'll be a whole nother tangent that I'm not gonna get into. But if you can see this thing right here, this is part of my ring light that I hang from my ceiling fan. So that's another something to think about, or that maybe I should do another video on. But going back, so this is what I have to keep all of my customer orders organized. These envelopes are from the post office, and you can get them for free. So these ones are the padded bubble mailers. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the only way you can get a huge bunch of these is to go onto the USPS website and order them, and you can order them in large quantities, which not too large. I think I have 30, and these are your flat rate. So what I've learned is as far as shipping, especially if they're over a pound, these would be perfect. And also because shipping went up, I do my shipping from home through Pirate Ship. So I order these. I use these for bigger orders, and I use them to house my orders. These will eventually get used, so why not find an inexpensive way to keep your customers' items in order. I've done other different ways about organizing. I can show you those as well, maybe in another video. But this is how I've done it for the past 2 weeks, and I love it, love it, love it. I don't think I'll go back to another way of organizing, not unless I get my own office or a bigger space. But this is what I'm doing right now. What I do, I have these labels. These are like my leftover labels that I put my customer order on, and I stick it to the adhesive that you remove when you are shipping, if that makes sense. Just so that I don't have writings all over. That's just my personal preference. Some consultants, they do write on the packages directly. Some don't. Like I said, it's just your own personal preference and what you like to do and whatnot. But that's what I do. This is what I do. Okay, so going back to customer orders and how I organize. So this is where I store the items for my customers. I'm gonna go ahead and pick 308. So 308, I go to my board, find it. I have 308. These are the earrings. Gorgeous, right? And what's good about these, like I said, I printed these off and they look like they're like professionally laminated. But what I do is, after I print off a page, I use this handy dandy packing tape, and I just cover both sides, cut them out. I have a hole puncher, the hole puncher I got from Walmart, and these easily slide onto my pegs. So, okay, so I know for sure this is a last chance earring. What I will do, and I will turn my tripod, and you're going to see everything in my office. This is a very intimate. There's my daughter's high chair and my trash bag with all of my stuff. Okay, so in this container right here, as you will see, I have two of these, the plastic drawers. Below on the bottom, I have all of my earrings. So the extras of my earrings I have set in here. I'm gonna go ahead and find orange, because it is an orange earring. And I know orange is not necessarily a big hit with my customers. So I know it has to be in a smaller bag. Here we go. Here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and take them back to. This is an organized mess, y'all. Okay. So going back, I have my orange bag. As you can see, I reuse Ziploc bags like it's like there's no tomorrow. I have my number 308, and this is my orange bag. How do I have my earrings organized? So I organize them by color. I have, okay, so in the bag I have each, if they have multiples, if I have multiples of an earring, I have the multiples in one bag. So this is an example. I have 3 of this earring. I have 3 of these. How do I know I have 3? Because I have 2 packaged. I have one that's empty. The empty one is on my board. That's how I know I have multiples. Okay, so they're all in one bag, the empty bag and the multiples in there. That goes in there. How do I know which ones are my singles? How do I know which ones I only have one left? I have them in a separate bag, just with the baggies. What I like to do, if I like other ones, I have bigger gallon bags with earrings. I put the ones that I have empty baggies at the back. So especially when I'm pulling earrings, I know, okay, my singles, my last ones, and which is perfect for this, I have it right here. It's called Bodaciously Boho Orange Earring, which is my single. Okay, so I reuse packaging, free, comes with the earring. It markets your jewelry and looks very professional. You already have the name on there as well. Okay, so I have another earring which was claimed tonight. Okay, so this one is going to my customer Brooke. So now that I have my handy dandy box with my bubble mailers, I already have a bubble mailer for her that is labeled. So I go ahead, find her name, I put it in there. What I also like to do is, well, I still have my my comments, right? The comments from my live. I go and I like it. I go and I like it. Just for that, I don't know if it's an OCD thing, but I go and I like it. And then I also check it. I put a little dash on my notebook that I have already gotten her claim, and I put it in her envelope. So different ways of keeping myself accountable as far as collecting customer orders. Okay, so the next one that I see is $3.55. That is by another customer. So $3.55. I go to my board. I remember it's an orange one. So I get $3.55, and luckily I already have my orange bag, meaning this is the end of my singles for orange. I go ahead and get this one, put it in the appropriate baggie, and I go ahead and find that customer's bubble mailer, and there you go. And I will go ahead and like it where they claimed and mark it off. Okay, I know to some it might seem like a lot, but here's my reasoning behind this. It is to ensure that I double check myself, and it is also, the reality is, like I said, you'll have customers who they don't keep track of their items, or they challenge if they got a claim. Like, that's just reality, okay? It might not happen to you, and if it doesn't happen to you, you know, great really great for you. But I'm not saying this is just one specific. I've come across other numerous customers who's been like, I don't remember claiming this. And you want to make sure you have a backup. You want to make sure that you are able to verify and prove that they claimed a certain piece. So I have the comments here on my live. I have it in my notebook. I commented another extra time during my live. So you have at least 3 ways, right? And here's another kicker. And I've recently started doing this, and I am actually liking it. It's another way of organizing, another avenue of organizing, holding myself accountable, and being able to verify and prove to customers should they question whether or not they claimed and when. So as if you are guessing, I like to be super thorough because I've had it happen numerous times. And you know, I take pride in the fact that, not pride, I like to be thorough, and I like to be able to provide good customer service, if you understand what I'm saying. Because this is your business. It is, if you have someone to help you, you know, great. But for myself, I run it by myself. I do everything on my own. So what do I do? So like today I have a thumb drive, but I also have my Google Drive. I go into my Google Drive, I create a document. Okay. So I create a document. Not saying you have to do all of these things, ladies or gentlemen, but this is for my own sanity, my own organization, and this is to, like I said, keep myself accountable, keep track, and being able to verify to my customers should they have any questions or concerns about items that they've claimed and whatnot. Okay, so that I can provide the best customer service. Okay, so I go into my Google Docs and I go ahead and I label. I love labels. So I go ahead and name it live show Wednesday, July 3rd, 2019. You can go ahead and specify maybe speed shopping, but you know, totally up to you. So what I go ahead and do, say I have everything noted here, I've gone through everything. Actually, totally forgot this. So this I do so I've had this already completed. Let me backtrack. During my regular shows, because this is a live speed shopping. During my regular shows where I normally jot down everyone's claims during my live, I have it filled out already. Okay, so when I'm collecting items, I'm doing this at the same time. So I'm gonna go back. I hope y'all, this doesn't get you off track. So I go ahead, I have my document ready for Wednesday live show, July 3rd, 2019. I go ahead and I have the customer name. I type in the number, and I go ahead and bodaciously boho orange earring. I go ahead and add that extra detail in there. Okay. So moving on to the second one, I add my customer's name. If it's a different customer, I write down, I type in the number that was claimed, and then I go ahead and here it is. I go ahead and write down the name, the exact name for the item. Okay, and that is another added way to keep track. I know it's a lot, but I feel much better doing it this way. Like I said, just in case customers question their claims, what day did they claim it, where, how, and then I'll take you maybe in another video how I do album sales and all that, because that's a whole nother ball game there. So that's how I do my live sales. So I'll go ahead and do the next customer. So I wrote down 455. 455 is right here. Okay, I have 455. This is the earring. I know I have two of them, so I'm gonna go ahead and go back to my earrings. And I'll go ahead and get the green one. Okay, so I'll take you with me. This is my, and don't mind the mess, that's all of my daughter, my toddler. So this is my green baggie. As you can see, it is a gallon size baggie. These house all of my green earrings. Like I said, if you have a helper, that is totally awesome. But this is how I handle things behind the scenes, working by myself. So I found the earring. I know I had two for sure. This one is already baggied. And I do have, oh, here's the thing. I have a black one in here. So this is supposed to go, these are my singles for my black earring. How they ended up in my green one, I don't know. Luckily I found them. So I need to go put that back. But, okay, here we go. The musical mantras, the last one. should have been in this bag with this, you know, so I should have known that there was two, but you know, mistakes happen. But luckily I already have them in the singles bag. So now that I have sold one of them, this is the one on my board will be the official last one, which means it goes into the singles bag. And then as you can see, I have all my green earrings labeled green. I stick the singles bag at the back for easy accessibility. Okay, so I have an extra baggie. I reuse these like crazy. I put them aside. And then this will be my customer's claim. So I'm gonna go back into my Google Doc and I will write down her name. I will write down her name first. I will write down the number or type in the number, and the name of the piece is called Musical Mantras. Musical Mantras. And I will go ahead and find her bubble mailer and stick it in there. Okay, so that is how I handle things, getting customers' claims and organizing them in order. And this is from a speed show perspective. What I do after the show for my regular lives is, okay, so this is essentially what I do after my regular lives. I gather all of that so I know how much I have remaining of each, and then I'll go ahead and I do post an album in my VIP shopping group of what I have remaining. As to whether or not I'll be posting an album of my speed shopping items, right now at this point, usually I don't. I may do it, just depends, but I usually only post albums after my regular live shows. I do go live twice a week, Mondays and Thursdays, and I've been doing that for quite some time now. If you have inconsistent live days, I highly suggest picking 2 or 3 days, whatever is within your abilities as far as your schedule, your family life, your extracurricular life, your social life. At least two set days, and that is because your customers will they like structure, they like knowing when you're going live, and that is also part of consistency. Consistency is key in this business. So just some things to think about. And then after I've gotten all the claims and whatnot, that's what happens. If you found this helpful, and I hope I've given you some new ideas, even if it has nothing to do with after the party, maybe just something to think about for organization or how you handle claims and organizing. I at least hope you found at least one aspect of this video that you can add to your business or modify. If you have a team, maybe this is something different that you haven't experienced yet that you'd like to let them know about. Please go ahead and comment any questions, or if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and please subscribe to my channel. Like I said, I hope to be bringing more videos, training, tips and tricks, so stay tuned. Thank you so much. Have a great evening. Bye.